老爸，决赛去现场看。
想学啊？妈妈给买。
你每一个用心的承诺，都值得我们鼎力相助。
本节目由小银科技冠名播出。
伴随2022年北京冬奥会的脚步越来越近，原国际奥委会主席萨马兰奇之子、奥委会副主席小萨马兰奇的中国之行也愈发频繁。2017年6月，他出席了2017北京奥林匹克博览会的开幕式；9月，在北京接受成都国际马拉松赛荣誉顾问一职；11月，出席2017北京冬奥高峰论坛。而今年5月，他再次现身北京，参加以双奥城市为主题的2018奥林匹克博览会启动仪式，并在活动后接受了财新时间的专访。这也是他时隔2年后再次接受财新的专访。众所周知，已故的老萨马兰奇和中国有着深厚的渊源。身为奥委会副主席的小萨马兰奇，也在延续着萨马兰奇家族的中国情结。过去6年，他来中国不下40次，笑称自己比许多外国人都更了解中国。他也一直十分关注2022北京冬奥会的筹备进展。在他看来，目前各项准备工作完成得如何？举办冬奥会又能在多大程度上提升中国冰雪运动实力，以及带动相关产业发展？
In China, people think holding the Winter Olympic Games gonna strongly promote the winter sports industry in China, which is pretty weak right now. What's the connections between the holding Winter Olympic Games with promote their winter sports industry?
I don't know if you are in statistics, but if we do a graph, it will be a perfect straight line. The more you invest in the sport and you organize Olympic Winter Games, the more performance and the more followers you have. Beijing 2022 means focus by the sporting authorities of your great country on winter sports. It means huge investment in winter sports infrastructure that would take these sports closer to the people and the people closer to those things, like the high-speed train that is going to be built between Zhangjiakou and Beijing. And so you will have an extraordinary result for the Chinese Olympic team in 22. That's guaranteed. You have very good people, you have very good athletes, and now you have very good coaches. And you will not recognize the power of Chinese winter sports after those games. So the idea to inspire more than 300 million people that President Xi Jinping, with that idea, he launched this very important and exciting project, will materialize. It's already materialized.
Speaking of the Pyeongchang Winter Olympic Games, maybe what kind of experience Beijing can learn?
A couple of things there. Pyeongchang was a very successful edition of the Olympic Games. The organization was good. The venues worked perfectly. The volunteers were marvelous, and they were very efficient. And we are confident that Beijing will learn from all the past experiences and from their own experience in 2008. You have a very capable team leading the effort.
As we know, in China, our athletes training system is kind of the government actions. So some of the people think either you got gold medal or you are nothing. How do you think about this maybe kind of misunderstanding for the spirit of the Olympic Games?
I'm not going to be very original, but it was Pierre de Coubertin, the founder of the Olympic Games, who said that the important thing was to take part, to compete, and to give the best you have. If you do that, you're a winner. You don't need the Olympic medal. You don't need to win. Not everybody can win. But if you respect yourself, respect the Olympic ideals, respect the people that are competing with you, and give the best of yourself in sport and in life, you're a winner. Of course, in China, in Spain, in Italy, everywhere in the world, We are trying to create role models, heroes, sporting heroes. But this is in order to inspire society. Kids are inspired by champions. So we need the champions. We all want the champions. But the important thing of Olympism is not the Olympic champion. The important thing of Olympism is the philosophy behind. We need, the Olympic Games, of course, are necessary and are very important, but Olympism is much more than that. So yes, we need heroes, all of us. Yes, we want our guys, our nationals, our heroes to win. That is good and that is healthy competition. But I repeat, the key thing to be an Olympian, the key thing to be an Olympian is to compete and fight well. That is what an Olympian is. And once an Olympian, they are always Olympians. And they are all winners.
有着100年历史的奥运会，在互联网时代面临一系列严峻挑战，传播手段固化以及比赛项目陈旧无新意，导致奥运会观众群体流失，关注度下降，不再受到赞助商的热捧。而另一方面，申办国开销巨大，赛后场馆空置率高，资源浪费等问题也引起广泛争议。意识到要与时俱进的国际奥委会也在加速奥运会的转型进程，设定新规范，旨在让奥运会筹办更高效、成本更低。赛事方面，更多考虑年轻受众群体的观看需求，电子竞技等新兴体育项目将有可能被纳入未来奥运会赛程。技术方面，与阿里巴巴等互联网企业合作，充分利用云计算、大数据等技术，改进奥运会运作模式以及传播手段。
We all know the Olympic Games has a very long histories, but for all the organizations with such long histories, has a pressure to absorb the new audience and the young audience, their attention and their passion to these games. What's your opinion for this part?
We were very worried some years ago about the average age of the TV viewers of the Olympic Games. And we were scratching our heads and saying, my God, we are not of no interest to the youth. And we asked the experts. We went to a number of places, to a number of technology companies, and they said, you are asking the wrong question. You are asking the wrong question, they say. Of course, the people watching the Olympic Games average age is growing because the kids don't watch TV. The average age of people watching TV, news to Olympics, to any other, to shows, to anything, is going up because the kids and the youngsters, they don't watch TV. So they said, ask yourself a different question. Embrace digital world and ask yourself how many impacts you are having through the regular general handles, like, I don't know, like international ones or the Chinese, or through the internet. And as we started, look at the project and look at the program. There are some sports that are of no interest to them. That means that that sport changes its format and makes it more fun, more competitive, more attractive to the particular new generation, or that sport will not last in the program. You have in winter sports, you have many examples. You have many alpine specialties in alpine skiing that are now parallel slalom, or 4 guys in cross on skis, on snowboards, jumping through, and so we are trying to adapt what society wants today. We might be a conservative organization, but no fools. We need to adapt and we need to give them, the public, what they want under our values.
And I heard about that IOC is now making some adjustment of several competition programs. For example, maybe bring the electric games in. What's the consideration behind those adjustments?
But let me tell you, of course, the Olympic program is probably the most important feature of the Olympic Games. Not of the Olympism, but of the Olympic Games. So we have to be reactive and very attentive to society and to see what is the society and the youngsters of the world ready to follow. What are they practicing? Having said that, e-games, not for the time being. We are analyzing that. It's our obligation. We must analyze all those things, but we have to make sure that we reconcile Olympism and its values with e-games. And most of e-games are still rather violent, if you understand what I mean. So we need to reconcile. We have nothing against, on the contrary, we look at them as something interesting, something with future, and we are working hard, but it's not for the immediate future.
Okay. And we know Alibaba has become the top sponsor of the Olympic Games, and they're going to provide the cloud technologies and big data for the organizations. So what kind of those advanced technology be used in the game? What's the actually example can show us?
Well, more than one example. I mean, nowadays information is critical. The way people watch the Olympic Games or any other sport has changed. Many people don't watch it even on TV. People watch it on mobile phones or in all sorts of tablets, in all sorts of, or even if they watch it on TV, live competition, which happens, they have a second screen open. So data is becoming critical to broadcasting. Broadcasting is not anymore about images, it's images with data. The volumes of communication that are gonna be needed are gonna multiply, are gonna expand. And that is why we need the capacity and the technology and the experience of our wonderful new partner Alibaba.
近年来，奥委会反兴奋剂力度不断加大，相关工作划分也更为细致。由国际奥委会和世界反兴奋剂机构以及调查小组从全世界范围内搜集各种信息，汇总分析，从而拟定兴奋剂检测名单。之后，联合国际单项体育联合会总会决定运动员参加兴奋剂检测的时间、地点，决定哪些异常的分析结果会成为指证运动员服用违禁药品的证据。整个过程将变得更加独立。而接下来，涉禁药运动员的听证会将全部交由国际体育仲裁法庭处理。
Can you go more further? What kind of efforts actually Olympic organizations try to improve the detecting technology?
Well, we are in the forefront of the technology. We are working, we are funding through WADA all sorts of research. The Olympic movement itself is paying 50% of the global cost of the fight against doping. And we are now doing a number of things. The first is we are making it more efficient. We have WADA, which is the World Anti-Doping Agency, like the legislative, like Congress. They set the law. They say this is doping, this is not. You are compliant, you are not compliant, this agency is compliant. Testing, we are trying to make it independent. Before, testing was done nominally by international federations or by national anti-doping agencies, all of them with potential conflict of interest. So now we have created ITA, International Testing Authority, as an independent foundation in Switzerland, funded for them to do the tests. So you have on one hand, people doing the law. On the other hand, the police. And also, it was certain organizations that would sanction the athletes for the doping cases. We are fighting doping with our teeth and our nails and teeth. We are fighting, it's a life or death fight. So now we have the right to keep the samples, the urine samples from the athletes that were awarded medals for 10 years. So we go to the athletes and say, you might trick me today, but I'm going to reanalyze your sample with the technology of 8, 9, 10 years down the line. And I will catch you. When I catch you, I'm going to get your medal back. You are going to lose all social credibility. You are going to lose your friends and fans. Your sponsors are going to sue you for their money. You're going to be an outcast. So don't try. What happens with those cases that we are finding with the reanalysis that they were awarded a medal and they should not have because they were doped? We are allocating that medal to the next one in the results of those Olympic Games, 2 years, 4 years, or 6 years, whatever, behind. Those ceremonies of re-awarding medals to the athletes that were robbed their golden opportunity of their lives of receiving the medal in the stadium is what we are giving 6 opportunities, all flexibility for them to rebuild and construct their magical moment of receiving the Olympic medal to the best of their happiness.
距小萨马兰奇出任奥委会副主席已经过去2年时间。一方面，他见证了里约奥运会、平昌冬奥会的成功举办；而另一方面，他作为萨马兰奇体育发展基金会的创始人，始终支持奥运及全民健身事业在中国的发展。此次来华出席活动，他还带来了一个惊喜：他的儿子萨马兰奇3世。这位年轻人目前也在萨马兰奇体育发展基金会任职，跟随父亲的脚步，继续传递着奥林匹克精神和价值观。
And you have been the VP of IOC for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Right? How do you score your work?
I'm not going there. You score my work. That's your job, not mine. Mine is to try to do the best I can, and someone else will have to say whether I failed or I passed.
What's the best part you feel most proud?
I love your country. It's a love that's probably genetic. My father loved your country. And my son, hopefully, will be another generation of this extraordinary relationship. So for me, that probably the most valuable thing I have in my Olympic career so far.
What's your son's major, may I ask?
He studied economics. He worked in marketing in Brazil. He's trying to set up his own business, and he's already working very hard in the Samaranchi Chinese Foundation.
Does he very interested in join this part of work, or maybe some family's pressure?
No, I promise you, I did not get any pressure to get into this, and I will not pressure my children to do so. But normally children see their parents, what they do, and how many doctors are because their father was a doctor? Because that is it.
I know you're very passionate with the marathon and join the nighttime games. How do you think there is a huge passionate for the marathon in Chinese middle class?
Listen, marathon, let me tell you something. I ran many. I could not run the last 2 years because every time I train at a certain age, you get injured. So I got injured the last 2 times. I'm starting to train again for November. Marathon and marathon training is not good for your health. Not good. Yes, there's no discussion about it. But it's extraordinarily good for your head. To finish a marathon, it's like it's a feeling that you cannot forget. It makes you feel better, powerful, unbeatable, wonderful. So I know it's not good for the health. I will try to continue as long as my knees sustain me. I will try to continue to train.